20 years since the Jewish Community Center shooting in Granada Hills. How have we evolved in terms of recognition of Jewish people and places as targets, both on a local and a national level?
Well, I think today every Jewish institution, unfortunately, has to talk about security. We have secured both federal and state and local grants to Jewish institutions to provide for their security, but that's just a small portion. At my temple, you pay dues, and then you pay the separate security fee.
Right.
We didn't have that 20 years ago, but we have it today because of neo-Nazis like Burford Furrow, who came to our valley 20 years ago.
Now, the talk since last week's El Paso and Dayton shootings has been around white supremacy, white supremacism, and gun control, but not motive necessarily. And the far right and far left and Islamists also share a common anti-Semitism. Do you think that the awareness is at the proper level of Islamic targets of Jewish people and institutions?
Well, we have three strains of anti-Semitism. What has been most deadly, both 20 years ago today in the San Fernando Valley and in Poway and in Pittsburgh, has been that neo-Nazi white supremacist, the Charlottesville group shouting, "Jews will not replace us," which I later learned hearkened to a theory that somehow all immigration to the United States was a secret Jewish plan to replace whatever these folks are. It's an absurd. So then, second, in addition, and we see all over the world, the glorification of killing as many Jews as possible by Islamic extremists. And then there has been a non-Islamic far left hatred of Jews, whether it's Stalin killing all the Jewish doctors in Moscow, one of the many reasons he died a few years later without getting medical care, whether it's some of the extreme far left Trotsky groups, especially given Trotsky's Jewish heritage, surprising, but it's not surprising when the extremists get a bit crazy.
It's also a strong theme in democratic socialism is anti-Semitism too.
I keep in mind the major parties in Israel that led the state for a majority of its existence were democratic socialists. So it's hard to say that Ben-Gurion was an anti-Semite.
Well, no, it was pure socialism, but what's calling itself democratic socialism, and that part of the party surely must disturb you.
I have disagreements with some extreme Republicans and some isolationists. I have disagreements with some on the far left, but not others on the far left. The interesting thing about anti-Semitism is you can find it in various different parts of our society. But to say that democratic socialism is inherently anti-Semitic would be news to Ben-Gurion.